What's good, everybody? Psych Perspectives, giofvcks here. And today is August 4th. It is August 4th, 2020. August primaries. Michigan is our day to vote. And like I said, for a lot of states, today is your official day to vote for August primaries. Luckily, in the state of Michigan, because of our Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, who was elected in 2018, we had a beautiful election year in 2018 as far as getting groundbreaking ballot initiatives such as legalizing marijuana for recreational use. It had already been legalized for medicinal use back in 2008. It took us 10 years to get it to rec. We also did voters not politicians ballot to make voting truly fair regardless of what political affiliation. So you don't have political parties like the Democrats and Republicans basically drawing up maps to benefit themselves instead of the voters, you and me, picking who we want, right? So we had a lot of great ballot initiatives. We had sweeping. We were able to get progressive, liberal, moderate, and left-leaning folks elected in office locally, statewide, and federally in 2018. So here we are today in 2020, almost 2 years later. Might as well just say it, 2 years later. And things have gotten good in some parts of Michigan, but things have gotten bad as well and continue to be bad from the previous administration and the previous policies that were implemented that really destroyed democracy and harmed the wealth and well-being of the people of this state and this country and this world. So here we have another opportunity to vote. Now I'm going to go on and say this. Voting is one of the many tools in the toolbox. And what I mean by that is voting is not the end-all be-all. Voting is not the answer. However, it's one of the tools that we can use in the toolbox to fight against oppression. It's one of the tools that we can use to be counted, to be represented. Same thing with the census. Y'all, if you haven't taken the census yet, it's a simple survey online. You can get the paperwork through the mail, through snail mail, or you could take the U.S. Census online. You're talking about a 10-minute survey and you're done, if that. So if you can take the U.S. Census to get counted so we can get resources to our communities, you know what I mean? That's how we get resources. One of the ways we get resources, okay? So back to voting. I encourage everybody to vote if they want to and they can. I also encourage people to make informed decisions when you are voting for elected officials, politicians, candidates, and also make informed decisions when you are voting on millages. Because there's a lot of ballot initiatives, millages, proposals, candidates from various different seats, everything from your city school board or your local school board to your township clerks and city. Some people are voting for city council, some people are voting for state reps, some people are voting for county commissioners, you know what I mean? Some people are voting for board trustees. People are voting for Congress folks, Congress persons, men and women and people that are going to represent your district. So there's so many different things that are on the ballot, right? So I just encourage people to utilize the tool that is available in the toolbox. And now I also want to clarify, when we vote, that don't mean we stop moving forward. You have to be consistent. That's something that I think a lot of us, including myself, we all tend to fail on. We have to be consistent with our fight for social justice, freedoms, rights, equity, resources and opportunities for our people and communities. Just because you vote don't mean I get to go to sleep for the next 2 to 4 years. No, You got to be consistent with this. I'm not saying that every single day you have to do something, but you might have to do something every week. You might have to do something a few times a week. You might have to do something every month. But you need to, we need to make some collective sacrifices and some individual sacrifices to better ourselves, our families, our friends and communities, and world at large. So I'm just making this video that, I just encourage people, if you can, vote. But if you're not voting, I understand. I'm not going to sit up here and bash you. I'm not going to sit up here and belittle you. I'm not going to sit up here and disrespect you, because voting is a right. It's a privilege and a right, but it's not something that's mandatory, and it's not something that you have to do. And it's not the only thing that you can do to get social justice, to support your people, okay? To fight against oppression and bigotry. But it's one of the many tools in the toolbox. That's all I'm saying. And me, I personally utilize as many tools as I can in the toolbox. So yes, I vote. I vote locally, statewide, and federally. And I do my best to make informed decisions, researching the ballot initiatives, the proposals, where the money's going, how the money is going to benefit my people, my city, my community, my family, my friends. You know what I mean? I look at all of that. Research the candidates. What are the pros and cons? What's their history? What's their track record like? How many bills have they passed? Have they even introduced any bills? These are things that I look at. What school did they go to? What neighborhood did they come from? What type of background do they have? This is what I look at. So, I'm going to post this today. And I do encourage people to vote, but I also encourage people to take action, period. Because like I said, some of us are going to vote. Some of us are going to protest and rally. Some of us are going to use our finances as a way to boycott oppression and to control the dollar in our community. I'm big on supporting Black and brown businesses, people of color businesses, women, LGBTQ+, working class, working poor, I'm really indigenous people. I'm really big on that. However, I'm at the same time, I say this all the time, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Just because you Black don't mean you got my back. Because again, if you homophobic, don't talk to me. You transphobic, don't talk to me. You sexist, you misogynistic, don't talk to me. You classist, don't talk to me. So that's what I mean by do your research on the people that you support, and whether that's a business, a candidate, a product. Do your research, because a lot of times we be supporting people that don't have our best interests. I'm just being real. So again, I do encourage people to vote locally, federally, statewide, but at the same time, it's one of the many tools. There's so many tools in the toolbox. There's so many ways of fighting for liberation and against oppression. So anyways, y'all be safe. If you are voting, wear your mask. Stay 6 feet apart if you can. Make sure you have some hand sanitizer, some bleach wipes, something so you can disinfect while you're out here and about as well. Y'all stay safe. Sending y'all love, positivity, blessings, positive affirmations, peace, joy. Y'all be safe. Vote 2020. August primaries. Vote, vote.